Jennifer Petersen, Salem District. Most people are familiar with Brown v. Board of Education opined in 1954, but what many are not familiar with is how it has been implemented over the last nearly 7 decades, creating a precedent. With this ruling, schools were faced with cultural clashes, diversity, and dissidence, and departments of education nationwide worked to overcome these to ensure that all students were able to properly learn and not be harmed by simply receiving an education. Schools were advised that students are more than a child in the classroom, but were also members of a family unit, religion, and community. These administrators in one state were advised to, quote, cultural stress and conflict can be an underlying cause of academic and or behavioral issues. Research has shown that a single cultural response to acculturation can result in an increase in dysfunction and self-abusive behaviors, delayed PTSD responses, generation gaps, anxiety, confusion, withdrawal, silence, disorientation, and related behaviors. And while I cannot speak to what the parents who serve on the challenge review committees accept in their homes, I can speak to every parent I know who does not condone sexually explicit materials provided by SCPS. According to a Liberty Law review published in 2018, they state, quote, conflict between the school values and that of parents, community, church, related to human sexuality generates feelings of inferiority as to the status of their community and may affect the hearts and minds in a way unlikely to ever be undone. Professionally supervised distribution of sexually charged matter labeled as sex education or placed on library shelves poses the same threat of cultural dissidence between a modern educator's worldview and parents' worldview. Psychological harm stemming from sexually explicit materials violates Title IX of the Civil Rights Act of 1967 and the 14th Amendment. Under Brown, the student in their many roles outside of school needs to be considered in the implementation of curricula to ensure no psychological harms come to the child. Furthermore, 20 U.S.C. 7906, titled Prohibited Use of Funds, states the following, that no funds under this chapter may be used to develop or distribute materials or operate programs or courses of instruction directed at youth that are designed to promote or encourage sexual activity, whether homosexual or heterosexual, or to distribute or aid in the distribution by any organization of illegally obscene materials to minors on school grounds. It would seem that the challenge books, as well as those yet to be challenged, violate both Brown and the Civil Rights Act, as well as 20 U.S.C. 7906. Violations of Brown and the Civil Rights Act impacts public schools' Title IX funding, and violations of federal and state laws come with both criminal and civil penalties. Thank you.